It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, no more magic. I don't know about anybody else, but I hosted Sidetrack Sunday. I'm actually I'll post up the link to it, but I don't recommend that you go and watch it. It was I think magical is not quite the word that I would use for how the stream went, but I do have a poll going. Do you believe in magic? I'm just for a little bit of fun. Train lovers, even at 16 times, that was probably a little too slow for the disaster that it was. Next week should be a better Sidetrack Sunday, though. We have DB Tech. I call him Dragon Ball. His real name's David, but DB Tech is going to be the guest host on next week's Sidetrack Sunday. I haven't talked to him about what he's planning for the stream yet, but I hope for everybody's sake that he will not be doing any magic tricks on the show, because things were interesting. I gotta say, I'm still kind of recovering from Sunday's show, so I don't know how tonight's show's gonna go. I don't have as much prepped as I usually have prepped, because I'm just still trying to pull myself back together after that event. There you go. David from DB Tech, if you don't know, that's his channel. Dennis or somebody, Cameron, someone wants to post up DB Tech's channel so that you guys can go check that out on Sunday at 8 p.m. Normally, Cameron, yes, I do have things prepped today. today, probably not so much. Alan, you'll have to go back and watch Sunday's night show. Don't go watch it, but maybe go watch it. I don't know. The other shout out I do want to give is to the ladies and gentlemen over on a show known as Back on Track. They risked the quality of their show to bring me up on the stream. I was doing an operations session, and we had a good conversation about what I was doing and what was going on. Back on Track is Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. They are looking for people to come up and join them and talk about what they're up to, but I popped in last minute, and it was fun. I got to talk about my layout, talk about what I've been up to. I got some questions that I think I was able to answer. Yeah, so we have, there are trains running on the layout. Not right at this minute because there are no operators here, but I've had what I'm kind of calling, I've had one shakedown session, and I get sort of, the second one was kind of an op session, kind of still a shakedown session, but Andy Estep from Estee Pandy Projects and Joey from Late Night Model Railroad were over to the layout, and we ran some trains. I think there were like 6 trains that were run, moved a bunch of items around the layout, got to learn a little bit about what's working and what's not working on the layout. There is still obviously a lot to do, but if you want to kind of see where things are at, go check out that Back on Track video. So to go back to my time on Sidetrack Sunday, I thought I was going to be all fancy and in an hour's time put together a bookshelf. I guess you can say in an hour's time I kind of put it together 2.5 times, maybe. The bookshelf is up though. The bookshelf is up. The bookshelf has stuff on it. Some of those drawers down there you can even see are labeled. So this is my drawer that I am putting all of my like couplers and wheel set stuff in. So it was nice to get that out of, I used to just have them in these plastic bins, but I was able to get that stuff organized. Got some of the paint and all that kind of stuff up here. It does fit nicely in the room, nice in this corner right here. There is about 10 inches of space though left over. So I did buy another bookshelf. I bought another small little bookshelf to fit in the gap over here. I think I might actually switch them. I'll slide this over and put the small one here. But so there could be, in our future, there could be another bookshelf build video on the horizon, depending on how much I really want to torture myself, and I guess torture all of you as well. I mean, I don't know, there were a couple people that stayed till the end. It was pretty torturous, but you can kind of make out down here the brackets are on. I have screwed everything together down here. The bottom shelf was painted black, so all the screw holes are now hidden. The problem that I have though is, you can't even really see it in this image. I still have this box here though. There's a box of stuff here. I've got one more box of stuff in storage. I guess I gotta just start, I don't know, I just gotta start getting rid of stuff, I guess, is the only real solution, because I don't think all of this is gonna fit in the little shelving unit. And I don't know, like when people come over to operate, there's just stuff everywhere. yeah, just crazy. So, good comment about the vinyl. Actually, I don't know. I mentioned this on, when did I mention it? Maybe on Sunday. Maybe on Sunday I mentioned this. I bought this removable vinyl stuff, so I will be putting this on the door. I thought of possibly doing this tonight as my project for tonight, but after Sunday's show, I wasn't so sure that this was the thing that I wanted to tackle tonight. I just thought this might not go the way I want it to go. And I made it through Sunday's stream without a lot of off-color comments. I don't know that I would be able to make it through another stream without too many off-color comments. Still gluing down some track, though. I did kind of figure out what I wanted to do in this area here. I guess I can get some of this out of the way. I figured out what's going to happen with this guy here, and I've been gluing down the tracks now that I've kind of made a decision. This is kind of a conglomerate. That's not the right word. It's kind of a kit bash, but it's kind of just a mess that I put together. It's 3 Pike Stuff buildings. It's their 2-bay engine house, their single-bay engine house, and their yard building. I thought the yard building was going to be a double height building. It actually is the same exact height as everything else. So I just glued it together higher than the rest of them. And the angle you're going to see this from is this angle here. So you're not going to see that there are no walls back there. No. Try to make a point to never math on camera. And yet you do. You find yourself doing that kind of stuff. There is some bench work under those 1, 2, 3 blocks. There's also some wet glue as well. No unsticking. We are trying to do some sticking. A couple of things left that I really, it's cheating to kit bash Pike Stuff. One of the things I do still want to do with this, though, I think, is I'm going to mask it off as best I can, and I am going to back paint everything. The reason that I'm going to back paint everything is that should I choose to light it up, I would like the inside of it to be as kind of sealed and dark, and so like the walls and everything don't glow, so that you can only see the light through the doors and windows. So I do think that I'm going to paint the insides black, and then I'll probably throw some weathering and stuff on it. I don't know if this is going to be the permanent solution, but this is, I mean, it's fairly prototypical to have these kind of just really generic buildings in the yard, especially, you know, when I'm modeling. The way this is going to be is this is going to be an engine bay. This is going to be an engine bay. This side here, this other side, is just going to be for like service trucks. So it gives me a bunch of space to do some interior modeling and stuff like that. John, I don't know if you were here earlier. We did talk. I'm not going to paint the door black. I have some black vinyl wrap. Exactly. The orange is there so you can find your way out in case of a fire. Although in this room, if you just turn around, the door is the only door. So what year is this layout? I don't know. I've gone back and forth. It is after 1968. That said, it is a branch line that has bought its equipment from every other railroad over the last 70, 80 years. So I'm going to run a bunch of these 36-foot, do I have any here? No, I don't have any, sitting right here right now. But I'm going to run the 36-foot billboard boxcars. I'm going to run a bunch of other stuff. I'm kind of starting to think this might be kind of around 1973-ish, but it's a very vague-ish. It's somewhere after 1968 when the New York Central sold the West Side branch line. I bought it, but I don't know. I'm going to do a rap with a W, not a rap with a R. You do not want me rapping. That is definitely something I will not be doing. I was watching the mini print show earlier tonight at 7 o'clock. Nick from ITLA was on and mentioned that Rod Stewart came to visit him. I asked if it was a requirement that you're able to sing to visit the ITLA studios, and he did say that I could submit my my recording track. I don't think I'm going to do that, though, but we'll see. Yeah, no, it shouldn't be any issues with large metal buildings. Would it be better off as brick? Probably. Do I want to build a brick building? Maybe. I could always buy some, brick wall panels and make my own brick building, but I'm going to tone it down a lot. The thing I'm not big on with the Pike Stuff buildings, even though it is prototypical, is just kind of how bright the blue is, and the white. I guess the combination of the blue and the white, it's pretty bright. But I think if I just, a little bit of taco sauce, as the second section guys like to say, and I think I'd be able to pull down the colors on this enough and kind of tie it all together and make it look okay. One of the things that I couldn't find when I was laying a lot of the other track, and the reason I say I couldn't find them is because I didn't look. It occurred to me later that I do have these track spacing guides. The one side is fixed, the other side you can move. So I did use this when I was doing the spacing for those tracks that are being glued down over there right now, but I completely forgot to use them for every other part of the layout. So like all of this, I could have used these to line it up, and I didn't. These weren't very expensive, but I like them. I don't know if anybody... if there's anybody that hasn't seen them, but essentially the one side locks in and then you adjust the other side here, and then you can just sort of, either just set them, give them a little bit of a slide or whatnot, and get your tracks really parallel to each other for the length of your trackage. Container says, Heath, you can make it present day and that nothing but under 50-foot cars are allowed to be used because of the small curve and radius of the route. That's a little bit essentially what I'm saying is 50-foot and under. I do have some longer cars. I actually have some 85-foot trash cars that I may attempt to run on the layout just for fun. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Paul says, amazing how many things you lose when you're not looking for them. Isn't that the truth, though? Isn't that the truth? It's pretty darn crazy. Yeah, they're like Bachmann, but they're like Process, Process or something like that. They do come in N scale and HO. People have made their own. If you have access to tools, you could just take like a block of wood and just run your table saw through it at the right distance. But Adam's saying you can find them on Amazon. If you want, I can take a second. Let's see if I can find them on N-scale track spacer. I don't know. I'm making up the name. Yep, looks like it says Bachmann Industries adjustable parallel track tool. Comes as a 2-pack. let me get back to where I can drop this in and grab the link, because with the description helps a little bit with the link. And yeah, like Jerry says he made one. Jerry's got a shop. Definitely an easy thing to make if you have them. One of the advantages of this is that they are easily adjustable. You could make your home ones adjustable, or just make several different versions of them. My problem is I can't find stuff even when I am looking for them. I know I have like a box of like 300 of those things that you use to clean your glasses, and I can't find the box anywhere. I don't want to buy another box of them, because the second I buy another box, I will find the first box. Okay, that I didn't know that. Process made in Turkey for Bachmann. Yes, it's for Bachmann. Definitely for Bachmann. But yeah, I'm just looking. Grandpa Rose just posted, do I really only have 16 thumbs up tonight? Wow. I know I'm not doing a magic trick. It does look like, wow, only 60 to 40. 60% believe in, I guess I should have asked whether people like magic, not so much whether people believe in magic, because I guess liking and believing are definitely two different things. I did just see a video recently. Let me see. Oh, Javi. So I'm trying to type it into the chat. Javi Rufo. I actually do like magic. It's actually something I really enjoy. Fool Us is a show that Penn and Teller does, where they bring on magicians. It is kind of a game show, but they're really doing it to just highlight magicians. I would check this magic act out if you like magicians in any way at all, because it's really pretty, it's a very good act. It's a very, very, very good act. Yep, it is. Sure way to find stuff is to buy more. The other thing that I have found too is, if you drop something on the floor and you can't find what you dropped on the floor, the best thing you could do is go grab another one and drop that other item on the floor, because it's very likely that other item is going to bounce and fall exactly where the first item went. So you'll either have one or two things that'll happen. Either you'll now have lost two items, or you will have found both of the items. And yeah, this is what I meant, DB Tech. I believe in magic in the sense that I think magicians and the work they put in is just incredible. The way they kind of play with our minds, play with reality a little bit. I really do enjoy it. I find it I do find it a lot of fun. And this act in particular was just so simple. Such a simple act, and it just went incredibly well. And yeah, you know, look at that. Container says he believes in magic because nobody had to call 911 to bail me out. So I do think that was quite the success. So I'm looking back there. You guys kind of, yeah, that is true. It did go pretty well until the feet. And then once I went to put the feet on, it went downhill hard. One of the things I'm looking at back there, I think you guys probably have seen it before, but I've got this little digital display type thing that I made. It's a little Wi-Fi YouTube counter thing that I built up from a kit that I got online. It's showing right now 397,000 views. I was on 395,000 views about 2 days ago. So by the end of the week, if things go as planned, I may have 400,000 views. I don't know, that's kind of crazy to me to think that my chaos has been seen that many times. So this is also true, Ray. If the thing you are looking for is not something that would easily break, take your shoes off and just walk around. If you are looking for something like a sewing needle, while taking your shoes off is the most efficient way of finding the sewing needle, I don't think, probably not the best move at all. I do have, speaking about everything went well until the legs, I got some different legs for the next smaller shelving unit. Hopefully these will be a little easier to go on. I think I'm only going to put 2 legs on it, maybe, and then just screw it to the leg here. So I'll slide this over and put it up against this leg and just put 2 feet on it and screw it to this. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. Where do you find your total views? Select lifetime. So that you have an option for last 28 days. After last 28 days, you should also then get an option for lifetime. If you select lifetime, it gives you all of your totals. Well, so you are correct. Some of those might be people that were thrilled by my magic prowess and enjoyed the show that I was putting on and couldn't get enough of it. And of course, I don't know what just happened, but it just completely died on me. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it just went out. Like, everything was fine. We acknowledged its existence, and bam, done, gone. Dennis, I saw you said 186,000 for a narrow gauge channel, which isn't bad. You're, for lack of a better word, your art is just incredible. Your design process, the way you talk through stuff, the results that you produce and stuff like that is, it's really incredible. So yeah, I think I also have close to 500 videos, maybe. I have a ridiculous, I don't know what this is doing. This seems to be, oh, the gimbal, the power on the gimbal just died. I was like, why is the gimbal doing that? Dennis is more artistic. I am definitely a little bit more of brute force. So some people are artists, some people just brute force it. I am definitely a brute force kind of guy. But I mean, that's kind of the way it goes sometimes, right? I am trying to find, I'm very curious now. I have an app on my phone called TubeBuddy. One of the things that TubeBuddy does is it gives you all of the stats and stuff like that. And down at the bottom, it tells you, like, you are 470 subscribers to go to hit the next, quote, milestone, which is 3,500, 2,933 views to get to 400, and I have 17 more videos to get to 500 uploads. So uploads include everything. It's not just live streams, it's not just videos, it also includes shorts. So no, not all live streams. I actually have no idea how many just live streams. Let me see. Just live streams, I have, looks like 296. So this is my 296th live stream. So maybe next week maybe next week I can do a whole fancy dancy stream, or maybe I do some more magic and we could celebrate 400,000 subs. We could celebrate 300. Oh, well, it won't be 300 yet. So not next week. 4 more weeks. We can celebrate 300 live streams, 400,000, whatever, some random number of subs. Yeah, so they mail you the first play button at 100,000, as Rayron says. You know, I might just ask somebody to print me out my own play button, because, you know, why shouldn't I have a play button? So Paul, I don't know if 300 live streams with only 3,000 subscribers is something that I should be proud of, or something that I should be, I don't know what the other word is, but I have 182 videos. I have 34 shorts and 296 live streams. That's just a lot of, that's just a lot. I do also have, it looks like I have 203 community posts, which is kind of pretty crazy as well. Yeah, 100,000 for a physical button for the first one, and then it's 1 million for the second one, and then I think like 5 million for the next one. There was a time when I wasn't working, and when you're not working, it makes it much easier to spend your time doing videos, because I kind of made this my job while I wasn't working. Yes, play button. I'm curious to know how many model railroaders actually have play buttons. I mean, you look at TSG Multimedia, Ron's Trains and Things, DIY and Digital. None of those guys have play buttons. The only, model railroader that has a play button is Luke Towan, and you could argue that he got the play button through building dioramas, not as much for model railroading stuff. Steve would like me to build a paper bag for my 300th show. What I'm thinking of is maybe I should build the paper bag for my 299th show, and then for my 300th show, I will show how to get out of that paper bag. I don't know. But yeah, Luke Towan, Boulder Creek is the only one that I can think of that that has done it. Oh, SMT is over 100 as well. There you go. There you go. A couple people calling him out. Harrison from SMT is doing a fantastic job. Oh, Sam's Trains as well. There you go. Yeah, there are a couple people in the younger side of the hobby that are definitely putting in the work, and are definitely making something, making things happen. So I am pulling some stuff out onto the bench, because if you want to see something put together on tonight's show, nothing planned. I'm telling you, Sunday's show really took me for a loop. So this is the next generation of the car float. Roy Eltham printed this one for me. This one is a little bit longer than my last one. I don't know if I can get it. Let's see. So here's a Sylvan Models version that I do have. I don't think I'm actually going to be building this one, so that's probably one that I am going to sell off. I have one that Cameron from Caboose 121 built me, and that one is right here. Also blue. I don't know why everything as well. Not only did I see Jason Jensen's car float, I have it. It is back here in, I think it's in this one. Yeah, so Jason Jensen just came out with a tugboat and barge. It's not a car float, it's a tugboat and barge. Yes, I do have this. If I have the space, I would like to also have this in my float area. I don't know if I'm gonna have the space or not, but I do think it would be awesome if I could build that and have that there as well. So this car float, you can see, wow, it's really warped. It has warped a lot more since I have last touched it, and I'm breaking things off of it already. These are the bumpers, but anyway, so I don't know why this one warped, but it is warped now. It's kind of seen better days, obviously. It is also shorter. This one's going to be a little bit longer. Let's see. Can you see that on the screen? Maybe. It is just enough longer than I can, so that I can easily get, what do I want? Eight 40-foot cars. I want to get on here. I'm not going to try and save this one. The person that designed this one, so Cameron printed this for me off of a design that we found online. I am not going to try and fix this one. What the designer has done is, it used to be that you printed like a section with everything, with the railings, with the tie things or whatever. Oh, James printed this one. Oh, see, shows you what I know. I'm thanking the wrong person. James printed this one for me. But this was a good first option. But the way he's doing it now is that everything comes separately. So if you notice, there's no spikes for the rails in here. So what you do is you print out the spikes separately. So if you break the spikes while you're sliding them on the rails, you can just reprint out another set of spikes. You don't need to print out a whole nother set of rails. And I just noticed here is one of the spikes that's used to hold this to the dock. I do not want to lose that, so let me put that in. There's some small parts you can see. So these are the spike strips, I guess, for a lack of better term. Let me try and get this open. So you would put the rail in this spike strip and then glue the spike strip into the print. So it gives you more options to not mess things up, I guess you can say. The railings also come as separately applied pieces, so you can apply those separately as well. The apron that he made has a lot more detail now. Things kind of slot together. It's kind of there's a lot more detail to it. The top and bottom come off. You can see they've got all the trusses built in, just some really nice details. So I have not put the track in yet for the car float, right? So this is my car float area. Right now it's just storing a bunch of stuff because I don't have the tracks in, but I wanted to get these printed parts so that I could know where and how to align the tracks a little bit better. So that's what I was waiting for. But I do need to then glue these together, obviously, because now I've got a car float that is multiple pieces that needs to become one piece. So, I thought gluing the bookshelf went together in such a positive and good fashion that I thought, why not attempt to glue this together. Roy did sand these down a little bit on the ends. You can see the different coloring. He did that so that everything does line up a little bit tighter, so I don't really need to worry about filling in any gaps. I'm just checking to see, because some orientations work a little bit better than others. So I've got these little pieces. These are kind of the alignment pieces that keep this aligned, so they go in the hole on the end here. So I think that the thing to do is just kind of glue it together. Yep, just showed the pins. So where the float towers. He does have a design for float towers. I am not. Oh, Mike, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear about that. So there is a tower for the float. I am not planning to use the tower that he has designed. N-Scale Architect has a tower. I am planning on using, or I should say, kind of kit bashing the tower from N-Scale Architect and using that tower. While Mike has mentioned his situation, not to take away from it, but just another situation that's out there. If people don't know, Hobo Shoestring is missing. I think a lot of people know him on from YouTube as well. So there's, a search effort going to find him. So keep an eye on the community. Keep an eye on people. Okay, so on that note, for how long what? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use weld bond. Apparently it should work okay. I've got some, what are these things called again? Toothpicks. Hoping that by using the, how long has Hobo Shoestring's been missing since Saturday? Something like that. Yeah, Roy Smith's another one. Roy Smith has been having some medical issues as well. So Hobo Shoestring's been missing since the 27th. I'm going to repeat some information that go verify it, but apparently he was having some exhaustion issues, went to the hospital to get some support for those issues, went back to his apartment, and people have not seen him since. At first, some people thought he may have that he might have got on a train out of town. Now some other people are saying that they think he is probably still in the local area. He does have an apartment. All of his stuff has been found. They just haven't found him yet. So there are other videos and other people out there that have posted this story. I'm just sort of very, very poorly repeating the information that I heard. Okay. Yeah. That's something, Mike, that I've been thinking about actually recently a lot. Like, there were some people that were pretty active in the community back, when the pandemic was going on, and I know that, me personally, I just had a lot more time to participate in the community back during the pandemic, and now I don't have as much time. And some people have dropped off that we used to talk to and hang out with all the time. And some of them I don't know what happened to them or where they've gone. So Mike, I do appreciate you letting us know. I'm assuming, or at least I hope, that you can bring an iPad or bring some sort of device that will enable you to stay connected to the community. And even if you can't have your trains there, I am setting up my layout so that people can operate it remotely. So, hopefully one day you'll be able to run my layout, or, just be, part of stuff. Yeah. Shall we get back to gluing things together? There we go. Good. Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, one thing that the pandemic really taught us is that there are ways to stay connected to other people through technology. So, okay. So one thing in gluing this together, the surface that I am gluing this on is not very flat, and I want to make sure that these at least start off flat and don't end up as a taco like the other ones did. So at some point I bought a piece of glass, and what I originally bought this piece of glass for is that I saw somebody cutting pieces of masking tape on a piece of glass to the size they needed, like with an X-Acto knife, and then peeling them off the piece of glass. And I actually think it might have been Luke Towan that I saw it on. So I pulled out the piece of glass because then I know that gives me a very, very flat surface. So my thought is that I'm going to use these pins to give me some general alignment. I will then use the glass to help keep the bottom of this aligned, and I will use some masking tape to kind of I'll squeeze this together as kind of tight as I can squeeze it together, and then I will use the tape on the top and the bottom to kind of paint it. Yeah, my problem is sometimes I don't know where I've gotten some of the ideas from, but the cutting tape on the glass one, I'm pretty sure I saw Luke do it at some point. I'm pretty sure there's some other modelers that I have seen doing it. Like Joey says, it's not a new thing, but it's Okay, so as everybody knows, I always use too much glue. It is just it's the way I was born. I use too much glue, and then I get glue on the wrong things, in addition to getting the glue on some of the right things. So I don't know if you guys saw what just happened. I walked over here to this drawer, and I opened the drawer over here because this is where these little cups used to be that I'm going to put the paint in. And then I realized that now that I have the bookshelf, I moved these little cups over to the bookshelf. So there's that. Okay, so apparently I'm supposed to get some wet paper towels. I don't know why I'm supposed to get some wet paper towels, but I've got paper towels and I've got water. I usually just use my fingers and wipe the glue up and then let it dry on my hands. I learned using glass when I was building my military models. There you go. I'm a retired body man. Body man like you, I don't know. I think I know what you mean by a body man, but when I first read it, I was kind of like, I don't know if he's saying what I think he's saying. I've been watching too many woodworker channels. Woodworker channels tend to put a lot of glue on things because they want to get a really, really good glue bond. And they do that by putting on too much glue and then squeezing out any excess glue. So the problem that I have is that I keep thinking about it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, this is what I usually used to put it on your hands just to put it on your hands. I got glass working surfaces. I never took pictures of my original workstation. That works too. If I had the space, I would probably do that as well. So I'm just gonna get some glue on this guy and shove him in this hole right here. And let's take this and try and maybe spread this out a little bit so it doesn't get so much glue on everything else. I mean, we want a little bit of squeeze out, right? I mean, that's part of the game, is getting some squeeze out. All right, so that guy is in there. I am just trying to spread the glue. The other thing I find is when I spread the glue too thin, as I'm putting something like this together, what ends up happening is the glue dries before I actually get it together. That's one thing I actually like about Weld Bond, is I do find, at least for me, that it's got a little bit of extra drying time to it, so I don't, while I do lose some time, it's a little bit slower drying than some other items. I think that's why people like Aleene's Tacky Glue as well, which I think is a little bit slower drying. So what I did, if people didn't just see, is I put the one post in the one side of this, I put the other post in the other side of it, and now I am ignoring the comments as I go through and quickly just put glue on everything else so that I can slide this together. I guess that's one problem with doing this stuff, live, is that when you're painting or when you're gluing or you're doing this kind of stuff, you got to kind of keep moving. You can't really stop to look at the chat. So before I put it on the glass, we're going to wipe some of it off on the bottom. I am pushing it together nice and tight, getting a little bit of that squeeze out. You can see here as well. Now, you could use a wet paper towel for this part, where I am just using my fingers. I guess a wet paper towel is probably the right way to do this. So just to kind of do it the right way, because, I might as well, since we're doing it on the live stream. So we're using that. Of course, the paper towel is tearing up a little bit over the seam. So now I've got little pieces of paper towel in everything. We're gonna wipe the glue off the glass. All right, so I'm gonna put this down on the bottom. I'm gonna push it together again, and I'm gonna tape this up together. So we got it nice and squozen. I don't know if squozen's a word, but I'm gonna use it because I like it. So that's lined up really well. I'm gonna flip it over now, and we're gonna put some tape on the top so that the top is also well squozen together. And I'm putting longer pieces of tape on it so that as it sits on the glass, the tape's not kind of creating a hump in the center. Yeah, I think squozen's the word, right? I'm trying to make sure I've got everything lined up side to side, but I'm feeling like it's off slightly. Feeling like things are not. All right, so I'm taking some tape off to redo the alignment, because I felt like the left-right alignment wasn't as perfect as it could be. So I'm going to use the glass to Get that better lined up. Okay, there we go. So I guess we'll find out. We'll find out in a little bit if this is actually if this glue is gonna hold this together. I guess the reality is once you put the rails on, that those will also help hold this together and give it some stability as well. I'm liking that alignment much better. I'm going to finish taping this out. Squozen like plasticity. It's made up railroader terms. Plasticity is actually a word. Plasticity, I'm pretty sure plasticity is a word. Is it not a word? Do it right because we're on a live stream. Since when is that a thing? Exactly, Steve. Exactly. I'm actually just doing it right because I'm a little anal with some of this stuff. All right, so I am going to slide this out of the way, put this up here, and now my goal is to not touch that piece until tomorrow. Well Bond is more than just a great glue. It'll bond everything to anything. Well Bond can virtually weld together cement, concrete, bricks, plaster, metal, glass, wood, tiles, building panels, more. Hopefully it will not glue together to glass, because that would be kind of embarrassing, I guess. If it does glue a little bit to the tape, I'm not too worried about that. I can lightly get it up off of the tape, so I'm not overly worried about that at all. Just cleaning this surface off a little bit. What I should really probably do is get a razor and scrape some of that glue off. You could tape the piece of the glass. I could. I don't think it's gonna float away or anything. I don't think it's gonna move like that. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good how flat it is. It's probably too late to use water on this, but I'm gonna take a little water, clean this off, because I got one more piece. So I'm gonna glue the two halves together now. So I've got this piece glued, I'll glue this piece together, and then at some time in the future, I will glue the rest of it all together. Wigwag says, well, Bond is in Canada. Plasticky. Oh, you mean plasticky, not plasticity. Plasticky. Gotcha. Yeah, plasticity is a term. Yeah, Dennis, if you haven't tried Weld Bond yet, I've become a pretty big fan of it. It does have a decent, in my opinion, a decent working time. So, it gives you a little bit of a chance to have some success with whatever it is that you are trying to glue together. And it does seem to, from my experience, it does hold together pretty well. I probably did not just put enough Weld Bond into this to get a nice connection here. So I'm putting this in and rotating at 90 just to help spread the glue a little bit and make sure I'm getting glue on everything that's here. Now let's take this and start spreading the news. All right, so I want to get a little bit more in here so that I can not have to fight with the glue and just put the glue on. I'm trying to work quickly, and that's when I start dropping things, as Joey can attest to. I need to learn to slow down sometimes. I'm not always the best with the slowing down. I am about to do the woodworkers thing of putting on a lot of glue and just letting it squeeze out, because I don't know why I'm about to do that. It's probably going to be fine. I've got my paper towels, my wet paper towels, so you know, that'll help with the situation. Get a little bit of working time here. I will not be putting feet on these. So if you're waiting to see a repeat of the bookshelf assembly, that will not be occurring tonight. So here we go. We'll slide it together. We will enjoy the glue squeeze out as I push it together. Nice glue squeeze out there. I like it. I like what I'm seeing. I don't really like that it didn't seem to squeeze out of this side, but I think we're okay. I think we're good there. Again, I just put it on my fingers. I don't know. Let's wet this, because that is apparently the right way to do it, and you know, we might as well do at least one thing today the right way. Also, just getting the glue out of these tracks is probably a smart idea, because the tracks are where, man, these are like the worst paper towels ever. They're like such junk. Okay, so push it flat, push it together, get that squeeze out going. Let's get in there pretty good and get some of the stuff out that's already in there. Don't want this paper towel stuff really getting stuck in here. So just using the old fingertip to roll the mess out. Okay. Let's try a little bit more paper towel and water. See if I can clean that up a little bit now that I've made that look like a mess. I think paper towels and water on the white glue is probably not a bad idea if you have nicer paper towels. These paper towels seem to be of terrible quality. So don't use whatever cheap paper towels I got. Get yourself some good paper towels. All right, so now we are going to tape this guy as well. I'm just double checking this alignment. Just using my fingers to get it nice and snug. Nice long piece of tape here. Give me a nice connection. We're gonna flip this over. Just get some of this glue off of here. Jeb, we get Sam's Club paper towels. My cat's just destroyed my last blue shop towel. I wanted to buy some blue shop towels. I could not believe how expensive they were. So I'm hanging this off the edge a little bit, trying to get this top surface flat. There are some little nubbins on the end of this, so by hanging them off the edge of this, I should be able to get a nice flat connection as well. Yeah, these are nothing fancy. These are some like real cheap ones that I got when I thought like, oh, like I would use these up pretty quickly, so I wasn't gonna buy anything nice, and I was, you know, doing stuff that just didn't require anything nice, and I didn't use them nearly as much as I thought I would. So now I've got a bunch of cheap, crappy towels that just, you know, just are not nice. I do have, and I think these are going to come in very handy. I got sanding sticks right here, so I do think that I will end up probably using these to help me get some of the glue out of the corners on this and clean everything up. But in the meantime, I have to figure out what the different colors are. I think each of the different colors is a different grit. I don't know what the different grits are though. I gotta figure that out somehow. But I think what I got here is a pretty good start to this. The next time when I come back to this, what I will be doing is gluing these two pieces together, and then I'll have a whole car float. I can start tying it in over here in the car float area and kind of just get everything. I want to get this track in. The car float is going to be another interchange on the railroad. Right now I don't have I don't have it. I don't have the interchange on the south side, so it's kind of missing a little bit in the operations scheme. So I'm looking forward to getting the car float in there so that we can start doing a little interchange on the south end of the layout and not just the north side. What are you guys confused about? Listen to Roy 123 Blocks. I don't want to weigh it down on the glass because it is just plastic and it is 3D printed. It's 3D printed hollow. It is very lined up right now. It shouldn't shift. I mean, there's no reason it should shift with it being all taped together. So it's, it's a very different. So this one here, part of why I think it bent is the way I had it stored, and it's completely hollow on the inside. And I have some weights. I have some weights that I put in the front of this. So there's weights here. There's, open stuff in here. So this is a very different structure. That's why I think I had more problems with it. The other reason I'm not really weighing it down is that all those 1, 2, 3 blocks are over there, and they are doing other tasks at the moment. It's not a barge, it's a car float that I'm building. I'm building another version of this. This is a 2-track car float that is going to be on the south side of the layout right here. Oops, wrong camera. These 2 tracks here are going to feed into a car float that's going to be right here in this part of the layout, which is on the south side of the layout. So the train can push cars onto that, and then that is going to be another interchange as well. It does not need to be powered, but I am thinking that I am, instead of so when I built this one that's on the bench right now, I had the rails just end at the end of the car float. I could power this by running wires through it, but it didn't. What I'm thinking of doing with this other guy, though, is I'm thinking of running the rails all the way through the apron stuff as well. So there will be no break between the car float and the and basically land. So it will be able to be, you can run, you'll be able to run trains onto it. A barge, both a barge and a car float, I believe, would be powered by tugboats. I don't think barges or car floats are motorized in any way. So I am curious. How long have you had the blocks on? Since right before the show. I absolutely have a temperature and humidity problem. Absolutely. I've been trying to keep the humidity up. It's up there right now, but in general as well. Yeah, you're in Oklahoma. There's not a lot of water available in Oklahoma. That is a true statement as well. Well, I hope we had a little bit of an interesting conversation. If you go back and look, I posted some links. Back on Track did their. I was on their stream on Saturday. We talked about how the layout is operating. So if you want to see what was essentially the first op session on the layout, you can check that out. I hosted the last Sidetrack Sunday. DB Tech is hosting next week's. If you want to see the Sidetrack Sunday that I hosted, you can check it out there. And I do like magic, and I thought this magic act on an episode of Fool Us was really good. So if you like magic and you want to check something like that out, that is there as well. Come check me out again next week, where I will be doing something magical of some sort. I will probably have another bookcase installed. I will probably not do it on the stream again, but the layout's coming together, and thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. From the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.